Hello, fire signs. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. All right. So let's just dive straight in. I'm going to do a bit of a collective for the fire signs today. Just to make sure I get all of the signs in. I'm doing it for everyone, and then we will split it back into separate ones. But just having some experimentation on the channel right now. So that's all. Alright, for the fire signs, that came no, it didn't come reverse. I thought it did. And last one, very lovely, very good in terms of your career life. I'm gonna look at these first, okay? Oh, okay, very clear. Now that you've looked at it, it's very clear, which could be a message for you. If you actually sit down with yourself, and this is saying that you're very likely going to be changing direction, and there's nothing wrong with it. What I'm sensing is that you might be waiting in a current, this doesn't just have to be career, all right? So just bear with. I'm going to generalize this so that you guys can resonate with it, how it fits in your life, because I'm aware it's not just career. But the majority will. So there's an energy of being present, which I love that. This kind of feels like this is what you're doing already. This is being here and now, which is amazing. But the thing is like you're kind of waiting for a door to open. And usually this does say that you will. But what I'm seeing is that I kind of feel like either it's not, and maybe a company or a situation might be having a bit of false promises. I'm kind of seeing, if it's a relationship, a little bit of like love bombing. If it's a career, it's like, okay, you've been promoted once in the beginning, or a pay raise once in the beginning, and that gave you that hope to stay, and oh, like there will be another one because I've already had one. And I'm kind of seeing that that door is just closed, and I think that you've been present, you've been patient, but it's something coming through that you're saying to yourself, like, okay, like all this time I'm waiting for something to change, waiting for something to progress. Could I just get that somewhere else quicker? And is that thing even worth waiting for it? You know, there is this energy of the moment that you focus yourself on the present, the moment that you actually really sit in your own energy, I do see that you are going to be thinking a lot about your situation. And the thinker card is a really good one. I like it. And it very is, every time it comes up, it very much states the same thing. And it's, okay, I can progress where I'm going. There is steps up here that I can take. But is it really what I want to do? And you know, we have the Fours here, so you are thinking of that foundation. You're really thinking about, okay, like what am I building for myself? And is this really something I want to have? Like you could be focusing, like the structure, like they say the 4 pillars in your life, could be the things that you're changing. That's your home, that's your relationships, that's your career. And then there is one other thing that I'm sure you guys can put down below. I think it's like friends, and then there's relationships, right? Whatever it may be. You guys can tell me. I probably have that wrong, but you're focusing on these 4 pillars in your life. And I think this is what's changing for you, which is not a bad thing. I don't know why I'm seeing like a seesaw thing came up. Might be significant for someone, or it could be just some imagery for a message that it's not processing in my mind. Maybe it's just that up and down, you're never being on the same page as something. Okay, anyway, so this thinker energy always comes out when somebody is going to take a leap of faith and do something different. Because when you start to think about, yeah, sure, I can go all this way, but do I really want that? You know, some people do turn around and say, yeah. Most of the time, though, especially when this card comes out, it's actually a bit of like an indicator that actually you feel like you are made for more than what you are currently doing, or made for something different. So I do see that. The next card is then Change in the Wind, which is about redirection. So with that coming through, it's not a coincidence. If you are having some doubts about something in your life, this does say that you are going to change it. All right. This is not a bad thing. I always say that, you know, either something cannot fit through the door with you, so we have to let that go, or we go to another door that will fit. So it's, do you want to lose a part of yourself, or lose something? I say that, it sounds more extreme, but I hope you guys understand. It's like, if you want to progress in your career, but you have to kind of let go of a certain part of yourself to be able to do it. Some people don't mind doing that. But do you mind? But change in the wind anyway. Something's changing. You might be feeling like you're being pushed backwards when this happens, and like, I can't believe like I didn't take that opportunity, or I can't believe I decided to just quit my job or get rid of that relationship. But there is something that if you're in this middle state, you don't see yet what's coming through. And you know, this does feel like you're being pushed back, and that the universe is really like, what you're doing, like, I'm on the road to success, like I did want this. But there is a message here, fire signs, that is pushing you to what's behind you. And what's behind you is this serendipity and go the distance, which is about movement. And I think that's what you've been needing. Both of these are like sitting down, you know, kind of just sitting there. It is like a settled, stable, is it stable? Is a routine, or is this something where you can sit down? The next part of your life, when you change this, completely different. And really, I think fire signs need that excitement. You need fire, you need passion, you need ambition, you need movement. So it may feel like things are pushing you, but what's really happening is that these opportunities are going to start blowing in your direction. And this looks very similar to, you know, all this green stuff flying. It's like when you let things unfold, when you follow where you're being pushed to go by the wind, by the universe, by the energy around you, you will start to see that an opportunity kind of comes your way. You are going to leap for it. This is like a free will though. You have a choice to leap for it. Don't be afraid. I think you will take this. Well, you're going to be in the right place at the right time. So let's say, for example, yeah, I kind of feel like you guys are going to be making like a very big decision to just change things, because you may not know where you want to go after, but you just know that if I continue to go down this, I'm going to get lost in it. And I don't actually think I'm going to be happy down that line, you know? So you're going to change it. And other people may be like, fire sign, what are you doing? Like, really? Like, this was going to be so good for you. Like, you're going in a good direction, but they don't see or feel how you felt. So trust your feeling, not other people's, you know? Don't worry about other people's opinions at this time, because you are going to come across an incredibly lucky opportunity with serendipity. It feels fated, being in the right place at the right time. Come on. And this is going to make you go the distance. As you can see, you turn from this zebra into this cheetah energy of running super fast towards your goals. You know, there's this kick up the butt that you're getting around this time. Fire signs is going to bring back that flame that you may feel like you've lost, because this is not you. Don't know why they're saying this, but what you're doing may not really be you. It may not be the thing that you love or the thing that calls to you, you know. I do get a settling vibe, but it is just what it is. I think it's just, maybe you did it because it was a status quo, you did it because your parents did it, you did it because your parents said to do it, you did it because you thought that's the way you wanted to go. Now you're feeling like, this is not as fulfilling as I thought. So you could be completely turning something into something more passionate, or going towards more passionate things. The go the distance card is about pure focus. All you're seeing is your goals. All you're seeing is the path forward. And it's a path that only you can see, because we're in this desert here, and this cheetah knows exactly where it's going. So you are heading towards a much more focused, and I feel like I want to see movement. Like, things are going to be like incredible for you. I'm seeing kind of like, I'm seeing vacations. I'm seeing people like having fun and partying and being more social. Like, I'm seeing a social life is going to really improve. Even if you're just dating more, you know, if you might be leaving a relationship going, actually, like, do I want to marry this person? Like, is this where I see my future? And you're just like meeting different kinds of people now. Or career-wise, you know, sitting doing one thing, it could be actually more mundane and not so nice, but you're doing it for the paycheck or for the progression, into doing something that everyone else thinks is completely crazy, but to you, you love to do it, or it's passionate to you, or something that excites you, but you just always put it aside. Like, you're not putting it aside anymore. This is something that's been calling you for a while. I'm getting goosebumps and chills as I'm saying this, but it feels like you're doing the right thing. So I love that. But go out more, network, by all means move. They're saying move, 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 move. And I'm not just saying in terms of moving forward. I feel like this is just about moving your body, moving your life. Like, I don't know, like, go out, do things. The key word for you is move. We have judgment coming through. This is truth. This is clarity. This is understanding. All right. This is about rising up. This is about lesson learned, moving on to the next chapter of your life. So there is this truth coming through, and this could just be this inner knowledge that you're gaining. This could be a situation that again comes to some sort of close or an end, or you could be creating that. And this is what's leading towards all these other things that you're going towards. For fire signs, current energy, please. Page of Wands. This is some good news coming through for you, all right? And this is to do with some sort of wish fulfillment, which I like. For some of you, you may have asked someone for something and they just didn't give it to you, even though they could have. So you may have been dealing with someone who's a bit selfish or kind of closes themselves away sometimes. You know, they do what they want to do, and it's like they expect you to still be that. Like, I'm picking up on a little bit of this energy. And by the way, the Nine of Cups can also be very greedy, and it's like overindulgence. So this is something that you're moving away from. Five of Swords, Seven of Wands. So again, I kind of feel like you are going to face a little bit of like people not really agreeing with you, having a little bit of disappointments or disapproval is a word coming through. But the Seven of Wands says, like, don't worry too much about what people think. Fight for that dream that you're seeing and sensing, because as much as people may not see it now, they will. Especially with this determination that you have. The Seven of Wands says that despite the odds, you will be successful, you will gain something. So some of you could have reached out to somebody for some help, but they're in their own bubble at the moment is what I'm feeling. Let's clarify the here and now. Two of Wands. So this is you really figuring out what you want to do moving forward. And again, wasn't what I was saying before. I think I've already said the main message, really. And I'm going to look at the outcome for you guys. But the here and now was where I was saying you're kind of waiting for that door to open, for that next step, you know, for new opportunities. But it's almost like that door is just not unlocking. So the Two of Wands, you are trying to focus on your future. You find it important. I think you want change eventually. You want to move forward. But it's like you might have to change direction or change where you're looking. And I think that's what you're doing with the change in the wind. Go the Distance card. And Serendipity. Can you clarify this? We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is about hard work, dedication, putting the effort in. Again, you're on a roll here. We have the Queen of Wands, which is beautiful for you guys, fire signs, because this is all about confidence. This is about beauty. It's about being recognized, being seen. Not just for the beauty, because the Queen of Wands is known as the most beautiful queen, but it's also about the strongest, the most charismatic, the person who just draws attention in because of their ideas, the way that they speak, the way that they hold themselves, the way that life is. You're a very like intriguing character. Page of Cups, sorry, King of Cups in reverse. But some of you, I get that this is how you were. You could again be to do with somebody who's not in your life anymore. King of Cups could be a water sign. But if this is what I feel like is to do with you, King of Cups in the upright is how you are, and it's an energy of, you know, kind of being above the water and just trying to stay afloat. And that might not just be to do with your emotions. It may just be to do with your situation. You know, maybe things were a little bit up and down, not stable, but you manage or were trying to manage. Some of you, I feel like just kind of staying neutral. So now you're coming in with this statement. But this is who you always have been. Again, I'm speaking to people who changed themselves to fit in, or changed themselves to live, to survive. You know, unfortunately, it is the world that we're living in, but you are getting a sense of freedom now. You're getting a sense of what? Self-made freedom. You're understanding that, okay, things don't actually have to be this way. I'm completely capable of changing this. And this is where you're going to find success. This is where you're going to understand that, you know, you're going to win the battle. You're going to come through successfully. You are going to be victorious. Especially in terms of finances. The work that you're putting in is going to pay off. And expect your finances to increase also. But again, it takes work. When he first started, it didn't look like this. It started off with 1. Then it came to 2. Then it came to 3. It requires effort. It's not just going to happen. The opportunity is going to be there. The idea is going to be there. And it is going to take you somewhere. But it's up to you to move with it. All right. Again, that word is very, very, very important for you guys. All right. Very inspiring though. I'm seeing a lot of success, like crazy success for you guys. Very important. I say, we freedom. We love that. This says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Oh, so instead of waiting around, I really do see you sitting down with yourself and going, if I'm not happy, like, why am I doing this? And I think you're really like, I think before it was kind of just go with the flow, just do it. You know, not really thinking about it. Because I don't think you did this on purpose to yourself. I just think that you maybe you were taught to do things a certain way or thought that you had to do things a certain way until you really realized that actually, like, what am I doing? I can change this, and this is what you're doing. I love that. But yeah, I'm going to really recommend for you guys exercising or doing anything that moves your body, yoga, Pilates, I don't care what you do, just do it. Even if it's just going for a walk, you know, a power walk or just a walk in general, like they're wanting you to move, because I'm sensing that this is going to change the energy around you. If you've been feeling stuck and stagnant and all you do is be stuck and stagnant, and that's why, you know, when you start to move, the energy around you starts to move. You start to meet people and you know, I just feel like things are just going to start to move with you. So yeah, I just really sense that. So the second card that came out for you is love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things, which I love that. This could actually mean that you may be coming across through love. All right, but this is just love for self, love for your life, especially if you have not had that for a while. Let's get you some tea leaf tarot for the fire signs. Ooh, things are flying. Moon, changes in your life. There could have been something around the full moon that happened that you may have prayed for. We have both money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. That's great. For fire signs. Like dance. Like I'm just feeling like dance. I don't know. Be free. Fire signs, I just really get this energy. Some of you guys, look at here. We have ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. Well, that's interesting. Some of you are coming out of a marriage. Pale, time to get out of a situation, but this could be separate messages. For those who don't apply to that, don't get worried. Because the both seem to come through with ring. So some of you could meet someone abroad, or you may meet someone on some sort of journey, or you may meet somebody when you have this kind of money or windfall, this abundance that comes through. But yeah, you are being called to come out of a situation. It's time to get out of it. All right, this is what's changing. You're going to find money. You're going to find romance. The fire signs. The initial D is coming through. Goldfish. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Sometimes we have to shake things up in our life if they've been a bit too stuck. It's not a bad thing. As long as we're not being silly with it. All right. Well, fire signs, I love you guys. I'm so happy to be back. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. As I said, I will split these up eventually, but I am just being a bit experimental because I just feel like I want to be just push out whatever I feel called to push out. So yeah, I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for being here and listening all this way through. If you've made it all this way through, then please let me know because I love you for that. But yeah, I hope to see you guys next time, all right?